Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the DT Hour. One more time. Oh, so Stinger, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm alright. What's
Today
up?
I wanted to talk a little about oppression. There's a lot going on, and you can't help but look back at what different places had back in like World War II compared to today. Like in Hitler's time, there was people being persecuted. Well, it's happening now. Hmm. Um, there's just a lot of things that are crossing lines. I don't know. Just I've been looking at a lot of history and reading up on history and then reading back and forth and sort of looking at today's times, and there's a lot of things going on that is really confirming that we're in a bit of trouble.
Alright.
So I mean, there's it's like the president's playing this game, and it's like, and he's just a pawn. The funny part of it all, but it's like he causes all this calamity. Then the Senate spends its time trying to figure out how to stop it and to stop the illegal part of it. And then while they're spending their time doing that, he's running around having fun laughing at
Hmm. Just so you know, I invited Kevin the Tack Daddy. He's in the chat room saying he's free, so I
All
figured
right.
you'd like to talk to him. Although I don't know how conspiracy minded he is. I haven't really
Oh,
gotten
that's
into
okay.
that.
I ain't gonna go conspiracy. Uh, don't need no conspiracy.
I thought that's what this whole thing was going to be about today.
No, it's oppression, not conspiracy.
Feeling pretty oppressed right about now. So,
I don't know who's all out there. Let me just
well, right now it's just Kevin the Tack.
Kevin Tech Daddy.
At least that's the only comment I see so far.
Okay.
Either it needs to update or something.
I was
That's probably
expecting
true.
Neil to be on today.
Well, I
Showing.
know he's on a half an hour ago. Well, maybe he uploaded a video. I know that.
He'll probably come on through the tavern. Uh, I had an idea about um an idea for a shirt for the dragon, but I gotta wait and see if we can get it arranged.
Yeah, well, Chris, 10 on Patriot, he apparently has a guy that does shirts. So.
Well, I was thinking because that one on on Mule's his magazine, he
Yeah.
draws that dragon on there. I think that would be the perfect dragon to have for a shirt, and then have Green Dragon Tavern chats, and then on the back have the name of the uh, people with the key.
Cool.
That was what I was thinking. But I need to figure out how to get his print from there to the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that just
And
takes talking to people.
wondering if Rev could do it twice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Well, I always thought it'd be cool to have a dragon wrapping around the whole damn shirt from back to front. It's a dragon, so why couldn't you have the back half on the back of the shirt and the front half on the front and have it wrapped around the side?
Yeah, that's true. You could do that.
Yep.
I forgot of that. That would be, wow. That would be a big accomplishment.
Yeah, but that'd also be very expensive probably too, because silk screening they usually don't like doing it around the side like that. But I don't know. It just for me, it's just the same old little '80s style shirt, like the fucking A-Team shirt that I had when I was 10 years old back in 1985. Those kind of iron, look like iron-on shirt, just like.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Be a total difference.
There's the hypocritical bastard. What's up, brother?
A hypocritical bastard that was on last night. Watching poor Chris be hired.
Hypocritical bastard, wow.
Hey, you called yourself that many times. I'm just pulling your fucking chain.
Oh, I am. I have no doubt about that.
Just what an entrance into the DT hour, huh?
I smoke and I tell my kids not to and all the rest of that shit.
Yep. That's how we
Yeah, I have to sign it. After the DT hours thing, I need a hand. I need your video editing expertise.
Oh, okay. I ain't doing no reach around, brother.
Yeah, that's a hell of a long reach from Arizona to Illinois.
All right.
No, I can't use a lot of the video we took yesterday was all done on phones.
Oh yeah.
I can't seem to be putting it on my Windows Movie Maker for me to make a movie.
You know I'm here for you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna split for a little, guys. I didn't realize you guys were on, but hey, Byron.
Yeah.
You the man, baby.
Thank you.
You the man.
Hey, and I got an idea for your shirts you were talking about last night.
Cool.
You know that dragon that you have an insignia on your little magazine?
Yep. I think that would be badass too, but we got to get trademarked from fucking Rebel.
I know. What I was thinking was, how am I going to get it from there to the shirt? And then it'd have to take Rebel making another one that's bigger size to make
which means you're going to have to convince him to actually do something this next year. So, good luck.
Yeah.
That's a whole different subject there.
By the way, Reb, if you're watching, I've got more videos coming out. All those ones in camera ain't worth shit. It's the ones on the YouTube that make them worth it. Anyway, I'm trying to do some editing, so
I don't know how you're awake after you stayed up last night with Chris and them. So like I was watching.
I went to bed when the sun came up. It was almost 7. I was trying to do editing and figure this shit out so I could make the movies the way I normally do.
That's surprising, since that chat was like in the shitter while just the one guy was running and everybody bailed, and then it still ran for another 4 hours after that.
I bailed, right, and then I come back on. I'm doing the editing. I look online and I'm like, holy shit, Chad's doing it? What? So I jumped in, and it turned out Rebel was in there too, and then we ended up having a good. It turned out to be a good chat, right? There may have been horrible parts in between, but when I came back in with Chad, Rebel, and then Chris came in, it was good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good chat at the end there. I was laughing. I was thinking about coming in, and then I thought, nah. I was sitting here. I was too tired to get on.
Right. Well, after I ended up going to bed, got my prerequisite 3 hours worth of sleep a day, and then up and back at it.
Huh. Well, you did a hell of a chat last night.
Anybody tells me to sleep 3 hours, baby. That's all I get. Whatever anybody wants to tell me. Anyway, let me go deal with the wifey.
Oh, now I have something to deal with?
I'm digging my hole deeper.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
it's one of those days, man. It's one of those days.
See you later, man.
You can't say nothing right when it's one of them days, man. Everything. I just find being quiet helps.
Talk about oppression. That one's going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be followed by depression. Yeah, the wife ain't happy. The life ain't happy.
And 50% of his possessions.
Exactly. Oh, oh, Lord, have mercy. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him. Everybody do a good prayer for him. Oh. Let's see. Well, that bird drew me off. I thought Rev was coming on today.
Rep comes on when he wants, man. He doesn't ever promise that shit.
I know. I was listening last night. Let's see. Who can I invite today?
Mm. I should have my rifle on Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
Your new one?
Yeah. And then I'm hoping to get, well, I ordered the side mount thing for it on Monday night, so I was hoping that Tuesday it would have been shipped, but I didn't get no notification, so apparently that's still not out yet. It pisses me off. So I might have to call them and see what the hell's going on.
Anything else piss you off?
Oh, shit, yeah.
What's all pissing off for us today?
I can't do what I want to do because I'm too old and fat.
Too old and bad.
Yeah. It does, man. It pisses me off a lot.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling well. Too old and fat rolls right down my side.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you get older, you also get wiser. You also know how to work easier. And if you got to do something, you just do it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Or you figure it out. You work smarter. That's what I want to say. There you go. Try not to work so hard.
Yeah. Probably not a good thing. I should probably work harder, but what can you do?
I don't know. All I know is we're trying to get set up more preps and at least try to get I mean, we got our water sort of set up pretty good. Got to get some more, the meat and potatoes part of it,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have a lot of little parts, but need more of a sustaining area.
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to get like we got like your basic everything that goes with everything, like hash browns, tater tots, all that dried, stuff that lasts forever.
Right.
And then you got, but I don't have anything in the middle, to make the meat, to make the sustenance.
Well, you should look into some of the, we have, I think it's the Mormons who put it out. We have some of those canned chicken, canned beef things. It's not real meat, right? It's some sort of substitute, but but it's going to last 25 years in the can. So, that's what you use when you go on a hunt and you can't find any meat that day. Well, guess what? You're getting canned fake meat. All right. Well, maybe tomorrow you go find a deer. Yeah.
So the next day you can go find that deer.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. We got some of that. I mean, but we don't have a lot of it, and I got to get that built up. You know, that big, sort of more integrated, because we've been eating off our preps for about 6 months.
Hey, DJ's out there. Hey, what's up, DJ Moore?
I sent you a invite, DJ.
So we're restocking.
Yeah. He's been kind of keeping to himself recently. For whatever reason that is. I don't know. I don't want to know. Well, maybe a little, but no. Probably not.
Come on in, DJ. Be a friend.
Right. I do miss his laugh sometimes. Good dude.
I just got to get that part of it, you know. I got most of it. I got a lot of the rounded stuff. I mean, we probably got. I mean, we had a good stock up, but then this all happened, and it's been like the last 6 months of eating our preps. So our preps are like really low.
But we know what we eat, what we don't eat, what we get sick of.
Yeah,
Right.
you get sick of them now. That's something you might want. Everybody want to try to do it. Take like 3 months and go eat on it. That way you know what you get sick of eating.
Like I'm sick of ramen.
Yeah, I don't buy ramen noodles anymore. That stuff's like got to be the worst shit you can put in your body.
Actually, it's high in calorie.
Fat and wax in it. It's not actually good.
No, I'm not even joking. Ramen noodles is the worst thing for your health
Yeah.
that you can put into your body.
Oh, I
It's
agree with that.
extremely high in sodium, extremely high in calories. The damn thing's got, what is it, almost 400 calories for one package.
Mhm.
And if that's all you're eating, you're not eating just one package. You're eating 2 or 3 for a whole meal. I've been that poor. And no, dude, the serving size is a half a package. Nobody fucking eats a half a package.
Oh, we
And
did.
this
Sure,
sodium on that shit is through the roof.
That's how we fix a half package each.
Yeah, is that all you eat for a meal?
Yeah, you add little vegetables, maybe poach an egg in it. Yum yum.
Yeah, she usually poaches an egg in mine.
Worst thing ever.
I only eat it. The thing is, high calorie. If you're not eating much of anything else, then high
Yeah, it's
calorie.
high calorie, but it's not even the right kind of calorie. Yeah, you're getting
Oh,
calories. You would think that would give you the energy to do things that day out in the wilderness. No. You eat ramen noodles, it makes you want to fucking lay down because you're all bloated and shit. And then for the next 3 days, you got the shit because you just ate that crap. I'm serious, man. That's the worst stuff you can put in your body.
I love
Like,
your.
you could take like a big stock pot of, like soup. Add chicken broth or whatever you have, crap you have, or we're lucky enough to kill. You put 1 packet of ramen noodles in there and let it cook all day, and you'll have enough noodles to fill that stock pot full.
Yep.
My mom used to do that when we were little. We could eat off of 1 packet of ramen noodles all day long, 4 of us, because you made a big pot of soup.
Well. That'd work for you. It almost killed me.
She always cooks up like, a pea soup and stuff like that. Split pea soup and stuff. That's what she does.
Yeah, I got like the long-term freeze-dried food, vegetables, and I can make soup with the door. Oatmeal, lots of oatmeal.
Mm-hmm. We have mass stuff like that, but it's just.
Yeah, you're gonna be sick of oatmeal if shit ever happens.
But as I said,
Oatmeal is actually good for you.
Yes, it's one of those superfoods. You can eat it. Your dog could live off of it if it had to a little bit.
I would much prefer oatmeal. Any day of the week, give me oatmeal.
I eat oatmeal quite often.
Yeah?
One of my favorite.
Is that what Michelle says too?
Yep.
Yeah, did she leave the room?
Eat lots of oatmeal, don't I?
We're gonna cheap breakfast.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna make some grilled eggs.
No.
Yes, go ahead and have those.
Ah.
What's happening there, guys?
Hey, DJ!
Hey.
How's it going, brother? It's been a while, man.
Yeah, just regrouping, trying to get my shit together. You know how it
Yeah,
goes.
I know. Everybody got to take a break, man. Everybody got to take a break. It gets old after a while, I know.
Sometimes everything just kind of gets to you to where it's like, fuck, I gotta step back.
Yeah, you got to sometimes. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, sometimes I got to because my health won't allow it. Because I get to a certain place, my chest starts hurting, and I
Yeah,
can't.
my head takes me to places that I don't like to go.
I know that feeling.
So how you guys doing?
Damn, your mind goes worse places than what it is when you're posting all that shit to G+. Oh, man, that's got to be scary shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's, you wouldn't believe the end of some of the shit that I go into, and it's like, God, what the fuck am I doing? It's 3 days, I haven't slept for 4, I better do something different here.
Get lost in all the hoopla and hoopla. Who's doing what to who and how many's doing too many?
A couple years ago, I had to walk away from anything political for about 6 months.
Yeah, I can understand that. There's been a few times I wanted to do that, but damn it, I like talking to the people on the Green Dragon, and then they start talking about shit, pissing me off again. God.
Try not to do that.
Well, there's a fine line, and people that can find that fine line to where they still function, they still do the things that they should be doing, and yet they can stay on top of shit. I have a lot of respect for those people, because fuck me.
Are you one of the people that just want to burn the motherfucker down after a while and just like, it's
Yeah.
getting a little too real, and you're like, oh shit, I got.
No, I don't want to burn shit down. I want to go out and start blowing up my local government offices. Yeah, it gets a little bit intense.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I know the feeling. I get there myself, and then I either end up getting sick from not doing it, or totally, damn, what you got there, man? Sweet.
I finally got my handle done.
Nice.
See if I can hold this where you guys can see it.
All right.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, I had to do it 2 times. I went to drill a bottom hole on one of the scales, and it just shredded. It blew it out. And I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding. That's not good. Alright, I just woke up, so I gotta kill that camera, but I wanted to show you guys that.
So anyway.
I didn't mean to kill it. Shit.
Didn't mean to kill it. Oh, hell.
I show my knife and everybody gets quiet.
Everybody's gonna have their day.
Huh?
I think this is gonna be a slow day for the EP hour. Let's give it 5 minutes. Who knows who's gonna come in?
Look under the couch. I already looked over
Go
there.
ahead.
What's up, DJ? What's up?
Does that mean?
You talk over people.
How many more hot
saw-
sauces do you guys have to go, Sting?
Well, we were done, right? But we got more. So we
I
got
like those.
we got like 3 salsa reviews to do, and looks like 4 sauce reviews. It's crazy, man. It's some of these are. I think I'm getting more tolerant though.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Yeah, once you torch them enough, then you get to where the heat, you can handle the heat and you still get the flavor.
Right. Yeah, I was noticing that we had done it's not going to be up for a little while. We had done another ghost pepper salsa, right? And it wasn't like, I don't know, it was hot. It was definitely hot, but it did make me cry, so.
I love watching your expressions.
Right.
I know you're in torture when Riddle Girl, she turns red and like, phew, fuck, that is hot.
As I've been editing it all together, you know, and I have to go back and watch it, so I make sure everything's cool and all that. I've noticed a tick that I have when something's hot. I start doing this. I don't know why I'm pounding my hand, but apparently it helps.
Takes your mind off of what else is happening.
It's
Yeah.
like the extra pain on your hand
Right.
causes you to think about it.
Well, get this. We went to his place of business to get some more sauces and stuff, and I had showed him the review because he had wanted me to do that, so I had done that. He wasn't too happy with the flavor score that we gave it, so he asked to see the bottles that we had reviewed, and he said that those were old bottles. Those were about 1.5 years old, and that they had updated their recipe since then. So he hooked us up with 2 newer bottles to go ahead and try again and retest. So yeah, another ghost pepper one. Right? But then get this, he's also, that's not the hottest one I have. Oh yeah? He's like, yeah, because we have the private stock. And this one is the gnarly hot sauce, ghost pepper. So that one should be fun.
That's cool. Well, if he didn't like the review, I mean, yeah, that's where reviews come in to where I think redoing a review would be really hard. Simply
The only
because-
reason I decided to review it again was because he said he updated the recipe and that was 1.5 years old of a bottle. So I don't know. I don't think we'll see. We'll see. I haven't tasted it yet. So. But I thought it tasted good. I told him, dude, I thought it tasted good. It's just that, how many reviews have I done now? At that point, that was like the 3rd or 4th review ever. So.
Yeah.
I haven't hit my stride. I'm just doing this for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Well, he's enjoying it. I mean, he's enjoying the outlook off of it because a lot of people probably watching. I mean, I know you got over 5,000.
Oh shit, dude! If I get over 100 views on these videos that I've been doing recently, I'm doing good. Because it's not going to pay the bills. It's not going to be one of those videos that goes viral. Well, maybe if I ate one of those scorpion peppers. Or who wants to do that?
Well, you are the Scorpion Man.
Yeah, I got people saying they're going to be sending me, even TJ saying that he's going to send me some scorpion peppers in a jar, so that should be fun.
You know,
Ooh, I'd beware of.
when we was, I tried planting our garden in seeds, but we had such a weird spring, none of my seeds took off. So we waited for the greenhouse to put all of their garden stuff on clearance, and I hunted for ghost peppers, and I couldn't find ghost peppers. I found Anaheims. I found all of, everything from Anaheim to habanero. But I wanted to try some.
Yeah, they're really hard to find. I've never found ghost peppers locally.
Where are they grown?
Well, they come from India, right?
Okay.
But I know there are a lot of people that grow them here. I mean, TJ, he grows them at his house. I've got some seeds if I ever wanted to try growing it myself. But haven't gotten around to that yet.
I used to hang out with a kid. I don't know if you guys know Aaron Batchelor or not. He ordered a bunch of seeds. I think it was a Chinese cabbage he ordered. And the FDA came to his house and took his seeds because they were not approved to be growing. But it was a purple cabbage, and something about the purple vegetables, they have more of the antioxidants and stuff like that in them that make them a little bit healthier for you.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I wonder if it's just something that hasn't been granted permission to come over here en masse, you know what I mean?
All right.
I'll tell you, the hottest peppers I've ever had was in Harlingen, Texas. I don't know what the hell these things were, but they were just, you know what a Pekin pepper looks like? The little red Pekin peppers. It's just, it's about like your pinky fingernail.
Uh-huh.
Okay, these are red like the Pekin, but, oh man, I bit into one time. 2 hours and 45 minutes, my mouth was numb. It was about 3 hours before I could take a chew.
Have you ever had a serrano pepper?
Yeah, I was eating those out of my garden.
Yeah, I used to think those were pretty hot until we started doing these reviews.
Russ, you want to do a shout out for anybody that's out there?
I think it was just DJ and Taft County.
Was it?
Well, I'll look at you here in a second, but
We have 17 out there, it says.
Yeah, it says 17 people watching. I gave you a thumbs up. I don't know if maybe everyone's just being quiet, waking up.
I was looking for shit, so.
Yeah, the only ones out there, Cam, is Kevin.
Kevin and you.
Oh.
Yeah, people like to watch and just go about their business. They're probably busy.
I keep hoping the political word will come in and give us some context about what's all going on.
Yeah.
She's been really quiet, or else YouTube has me unsubbed from her. I'm going to have to check.
No, I got to check that myself.
I haven't seen any videos come through my feed or over on YouTube or anything, and usually whenever she does a video, that is one that blows my feed up. Everybody watch, post, comments, and
And everybody watches her.
yeah.
I know she'd had a video out not too long ago, because people were saying, "Oh, she's finally back," because she like took absence for a while. I don't watch her that often, so I couldn't really tell you.
Oh,
Maybe she went down the rabbit hole I did, trying to figure out what the hell is going on behind the scenes that we're not hearing about.
well, they're doing something. I mean, there's a reason they got us all plastered on between Israel and the border.
Yeah, I thoroughly agree, Kansas.
There's something going on, but I'm just not sure what. And it's going to come and kick our ass, too, when it comes out.
Whatever it isn't good.
Yeah. I've been sitting... See, that's what I was going to talk about today was oppression, but, I mean, it's hard to stay on a pro, and I think today we just need a break, so...
If you want to go for it, I can talk about oppression all day long.
There you go.
No, I just don't want... I think you guys need a break, so I'm just going to let it go for today. We'll just have a fun chat. Because I know it's hard to... Sometimes you just need a break.
I know the way that I look at oppression is tell me one thing that you can do now. I mean, Kansas, I think we're kind of close to the same age. In a couple months, I'll be 48.
Yep.
And when I was a kid, I know a lot of people I've told this to, and it's probably just repeating it. But when I was a kid, and okay, my dad died when I was 5 years old, and
But
you broke up, Kansas.
I said my mom died when I was 5.
Yes, okay. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents on the ranch in Wyoming, and when I would get under my grandmother's feet, she would tell me, "Get your little ass out of here." You know, I would go catch saddle it, and for the day while we was getting my horse done, she was making me a lunch, and it was pretty much on me to know that I had enough sense to come back home when I was hungry. And nowadays, if I tell my kids, look, you guys need to get the hell out of the house, go to the creek swimming, go do something, go find something to do, then I'm the worst parent in the world because I'm not standing there mother henning my kids to death.
That's just it. I mean, I'm the same way. My dad used to say, get the hell out of the house. I mean, that's what he wanted me to do. Go out, feed the goddamn pigs, do the cow, whatever. There's always something to do, as he always put it. And, you know, it's just, it wrecks my mind.
Children outside and child welfare called on.
Exactly. You sent your kids out and you got child welfare on your ass.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, God, I didn't even know what a fishing license was. Honestly, I did not know what a fishing license was until I was probably 15, 16.
I was 17 whenever I first I got in trouble. I was fishing on up at Canopolis Lake down here. Guy walks up, hey man, you got a license? Like, license? You have to have a license to be fishing.
At least this was nice about this town. You still see kids walking.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, it's you just don't see it no more. And then you hear kids, getting in trouble at school for making a little hell gun on your hand. You know what?
What about that little kid that ate a Pop-Tart?
Oh, that's just so ridiculous.
Right fucking there.
I think if people want to think about oppression, the thing they ought to do is think of everything that you have to have a permission slip to do.
True.
Everything from fishing, hunting, driving. If you want to have a barbecue in your town park, you got to have a permission slip. I mean, I don't really know anything that a person can do anymore that you don't need to have a little permit from either the town or county or sometimes both to do anything.
True. I mean, it's like you can't do anything without a permit. You always gotta be. There's always gotta be something stupid going on.
Tap on the floor. See if that does anything.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. But I mean, you know, we're sitting here, and I keep watching our kids go downhill. It's like they want them to be this helpless little peasants that you can't be got to be led around by their damn coattails. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, think about this for a second. If the kids are at home watching TV and playing video games like almost all of our kids do at one point during each day, okay, they are being programmed by that box. They're not making any conscious thoughts that are going to come as a value later in life. Yeah, they may know, you know, they're going to learn in the game or whatever, okay, I can't turn this way because that's sure death or whatever, but they don't have to make any real decisions in life.
It's true. And I
so,
see it really changed. I mean, at one point, you know, at least in the last probably year and a half, I feel like technology was the worst thing that ever happened to us. You know, when I was a kid, I loved the fact that there was technology. And I always thought it was something, you know, what's the future? It's the future. But now I'm looking at the future, and the future don't look so great with all this technology.
no.
I mean, it's like the Terminator movie. It's like he turned into a robotic hell. You know?
Yeah.
It's like that's what they meant for it to happen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know with the computer, I do the same shit, though. I was bitching about the kids, and then I started thinking about it. You know what? I really shouldn't be bitching at them for basically the same shit I do, because this computer is just a trap for how many of us? Shit, I wake up, the first thing I do is check what's going on. And then generally, instead of going out and doing whatever the hell I had planned on doing yesterday, I end up spending 4 or 5 hours on this thing, sidetracked, not doing what I should be doing.
You and me both, buddy. I'm serious. I mean, it's like just it's like a detriment to our health. I mean, that's the reason people got fat. That's the reason people got lazy. Is because of the fact we're busy watching TV, playing on games, and goofing off. And goofing away our life. And then we got complacent. We didn't give a shit no more. And we let the government do what it's going to do what it's going to do, whoop-dee. And now, all of a sudden, we got to deal with it.
Yeah. No, it got away from us.
Oh, it did. I mean, we're supposed to. It said it's supposed to be done every 20 years that we're supposed to, you know, do this cleaning out of the government, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We've been slipping up about 40. Well, there's 40 years. Yeah, you figure about 100 years. So I mean, we screwed up.
You know, I've heard people ask what they thought about if say the World War II era, when those guys came back from World War II, and if they would have came in from that war into what we have going on today, what would they have done?
They would have rebelled, man. It would have been
Yeah.
slaughtered. They would have picked up their rifle and gone at them.
Well, think about this. When they took to protesting for the things that were promised to them, because America was broke, and they were promised grants, they were promised all kinds of shit. Well, they all marched on the White House. And that was the first time that I don't know that it was the first time that the U.S. military fired on Americans or not, but
Yeah.
I don't remember the general, but he went out there and he was told, execute him, get rid of him.
Yeah, they went and burnt the place down and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's to the point now that it's no longer a free world. We're no longer free. We're we're able to talk, yes, we still got a few freedoms per se, but it's only to keep quail the riot. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because they try to shut us up, and we're gonna go at it.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you think about them trying to rewrite the First Amendment to where it's limited free speech?
I know that's what I'm saying. They said, oh well, it's just so they can quail, how things go. They ain't gonna stop there. It's gonna start in churches. It's gonna break apart everything you know.
Yeah.
It's no longer gonna even be close to free. Hello, QC.
Hey there, happy Wednesday.
Yeah, well,
Hey, Jim.
So what's Stinger? What's Stinger up to? Did he survive eating his peppers?
I don't know. He sort of shut us off there.
Well, he did the video of eating all the hot peppers, and then the last night of the dragon, I guess he didn't hang around very long. He wasn't feeling good, so blame it, asshole.
I felt bad for him. Man feels sick.
Well, you can't feel bad for him. It's self-induced torture, but at the same time, it's pretty awesome. How you doing, Jim?
Oh, doing okay. Waiting for the polar vortex to leave so we can resume summer. It's pretty chilly the last day or so.
I wish it would come here.
Hey, here in Kansas, it's like colder than normal.
Yeah, so if we didn't have the solar heater thingy going on in the pool would have been totally fucked this summer. They're trying to keep it warm enough.
I love how you came in to go out, I guess. You had to go through your area to go outside.
No, he's just being sneaky.
He's just being sneaky.
Yeah.
I love that. He came up to the door, sort of stood there, backed off, looked around the corner, backed off, and he took off.
Yeah, he just ran in, sat down in the chair out of the camera range. Yeah, we say he wants to know what we've been talking about. We've been talking about how you kids need to get outdoors and do stuff outdoors instead of sitting on the Xbox all day.
Yeah, kids need to go outside and get out of our hair.
Go fishing and wandering around in the woods and doing the fun stuff that we'd like to do, but we didn't have access to.
Yeah. Some of us had access to and just didn't get to go. Of course, I had a whole woods out and back. I used to go out and hunt every day after school. Then they started in on this. You gotta have a license to do this. A license to go fishing, a license to do this. The pond was in my backyard, for Christ's sakes. That was crazy. So QC, what you up to today? QC, what you up to today?
Well, I was casting up 9mm bullets. I made a bunch yesterday and did some more a little while ago, so got about 2,000 of those made. So,
Cool.
well, since I had to wear long pants because you're sitting there splashing lead on yourself. If it's cold out, I can wear long pants.
And all that lead's bad for you. You know?
You know, especially when it's traveling at supersonic speeds. Well, waiting for Mule to get up their videos of their fun day yesterday. There's a couple of them popped
Yeah,
up.
I'm waiting to see that myself. I know he had a lot of fun. Boy, he was still on high last night. Came back on, you know how we left the chat, you know? I thought the chat was about over. Then turned around, went back on I got up about 2 o'clock this morning, looked on, there's Mule and them back in there talking.
Yeah, I wonder how some of you guys can stay up all night because some of these chats are going on at 4 o'clock in the morning my time, and I go, doesn't anybody go to bed?
No.
Well, you guys got your cameras turned off. All you see is the Dragon logos.
Yeah, I got I'll turn on mine. Dope. There we go.
Yeah.
That better, make it feel better.
Well, see, there's a real person, not a robot back there.
I am robot.
Yep. Well, Google's going to capture enough of our voices and shit that they can impersonate us. You know?
Now,
There's a conspiracy. That's what all this shit is just getting our voice recognition down.
Oh, man. That was true.
Man, you just blew Kansas's mind, man.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They asked me something about, would you like us to search the internet for your picture? And I go, no, I don't.
Yeah, it's sort of like my voice recognition thing they got on here. What do you want to see? Mule Team. Looks up Mule Team for me.
There's that Siri thing on the iPhone that, you know, the kids are asking her weird questions, you know, like, where do we bury the bodies? And weird shit like that, you know, and it comes up with strange answers.
Right.
The fucked up part is when you're going to dig a hole for their body and you find another body already there.
Damn, already occupied.
I need a new place, damn it. This one's already been had.
Mine shafts work really well. Nobody ever goes into them, and the hole's already dug.
He took them in my home, damn it.
Well, there's a couple of those mystery holes. I don't know if there's one in Oregon or something like that where they throw shit in there, they never hear it hit bottom, you know. Coast to Coast AM had one of those on one of those holes in Arizona where they lowered like a live sheep or something into the hole, and then, you know, they just lowered it down a little ways and they brought it back up and it was dead or something, you know, weird, you know.
Hello. How are you in behind QC?
Yeah, he can't hear you though.
You can't hear me? Oh yeah, you got the ears on.
What you're gonna do? Shoot me with a Nerf gun, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And then you got some kind of fun toys. But take that to school and get expelled, you know.
Oh shit.
Boy, that's another thing that kicks me off highly. Is what they're doing to kids in school. I mean, geez. Or even the cops shooting a kid for a BB gun. I mean, come on.
Did you guys see that deal yesterday where the cop in Miami pulled that guy over? Apparently the guy didn't kiss his ass right, so the cop started fucking throwing him around on the street, and then the guys, the lieutenant got there, and the guy and the lieutenant started going at it. And it's like, how much more fucking do you need to see before you realize the cops are out of goddamn control? That's all there is to it.
Well, it's not that they're out of control. It's they've been put in a position of power, and they don't know how to handle it.
I think they're out of control. When almost everything you see with the cops is them trying to figure out a way on how they're going to beat somebody's ass or shoot them, that's out of control.
Yeah, but the thing is, the only reason it's that way is because they're trying to put the cop in between us and the government. And they got it all set up so that they're making the cops out the bad guys, and the government comes off smelling sweeter. Do you understand? When it's all the government plan in the first place.
And somebody, I don't know where I caught that comment about how, Obama wants to make the civilian army or whatever so that they can shoot Americans.
Anybody want to call out what's going on in the room? I don't have it up. Shout out to...
Trouble pronouncing some of the Jason Brumsfield's out there, DJ Moore, Morty in Kansas, okay, and
Marty, yay!
who else is in there? Gatorade.
Marty, you want to come in? I can send you a link, I think. I don't know if I have you on my... I have to wait till I get you on my email again. My G+.
11 Debra 11.
11 Deborah 11.
Okay, yeah. Galen Long.
Hey, Galen.
Paul Pinkston. I think that gets everybody that was in there.
Thank y'all for being here in the DT hour. Appreciate it.
Tech Daddy was out there earlier. He wanted a link, but nobody probably noticed that, so he's got to go by now.
Yeah, Russell sent him a link. Russ! Shoot, I didn't have him on my deal. I thought Russ was handling it. Okay. Let's go.
They're asking about how do you tell what chats are on air. Well, I don't know. Usually it should be in your subscription fee, but it seems like they don't always pop up unless you keep refreshing the page all the time.
Well, a lot of it depends on you've got to be subscribed to the channel that's having the chat. Google used to be easy to find them. You could go over to Google Plus and it had, well, it still does. It's got that little in the drop down on the left-hand side, and it says Hangouts. And then you could, at the top of it, it says Hangouts on air. And then
it used to be easy that way, but Google's got to screw with things.
Well, it's still like that. It just is. Right now, there's Green Dragon, some kind of exercise shit, girls on big rubber balls. I shouldn't have said that.
Girls with big rubber balls, are you okay?
No, here, I'll show you.
Oh,
I'm not shitting you. Okay, I gotta figure out where the hell I'm at. I'm gonna have to do this. Minimize this. Do this. Now I gotta bring that back up. Jesus, what a goddamn mess. Alright. Screen share. Where is it? Boom.
over here on the side, second.
Right here. Okay, so this is you come over here to the left-hand side of your screen, come right down here to Hangouts, and then click on that Hangouts. Right here, click on Hangouts on Air, and then you have Kansas's chat. This is the exercise on the big rubber balls I was laughing at. I wasn't kidding. Here's a guy drawing comics. I have no idea what's going on there. But these are all your hangouts on there that are going on.
Huh.
Anyway, that's the way that I first learned how to find out what was on air and what wasn't.
QC, where'd you go?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just scrolling through all these different hangouts. There's all the people bouncing around on those balls or whatever.
Kansas, if you lose me and Jim, we had to go check out girls on big balls.
Yeah, the ball girls on the ball. Golly. Golly, I groups of pervs.
You really bouncing away there. Bounce those buttons. Yeah.
They're watching girls on balls. Hold on, play that again. I'll put you on screen. There you go.
Is our chat boring enough that we got to watch somebody else's chat? Although, there have been times I'd wonder about when we had so many people trying to get in the Dragon all at the same time that if we have, somehow link the chats together so you can hop between the two of them, If we were doing that Halloween thingy, we had about 20 people all trying to get in all at the same time, where I think we actually ran a second one there for a little bit.
And I take it it's Tony that's pimping this out. So anybody heard whether Tony's going to Texas or not?
No idea.
I tried to bring that up on one of the other chats about there was some journalist down there taking pictures. The Border Patrol don't want you taking pictures of them, so they drug one of the journalists inside and detained him for 3 hours, and then he was leaving. They were threatening him with anal search and all this kind of shit, try to scare him off. So, Tony, you want to go down there and get a free anal search?
Go get fisted by the Border Patrol. Damn.
That's sad.
Well, Blaine Cooper's down there. Isn't Pete Santilli down there too?
I think he was going down there.
I don't know. Going down there, what is there to report? Because it doesn't seem like they're doing much of anything to stop it. So.
Well, according to yesterday, they had a big blowout. I don't know. Of course, they say there's a bunch of them protesting. A bunch of the places protesting won't accept the buses.
Well, there are a number of states are saying don't bring the illegals to their states, and apparently, I think Iowa might have been one of them. And the governor said something about it. They don't bring them here. We enforce the law, send them back or whatever.
Yep. I see a bunch of them doing that. Now that's sort of interesting that it's happening that way. So, guys, what's all happening elsewhere? I mean, have you guys heard anything on, anything big going on that you know about that's rather than Israel?
Yeah, stock market's still having a good day, so I don't know if that's just an indication of inflation or...
Actually, I believe we're keeping it up. I believe it's the, people doing their everyday thing, going through everyday life, going shopping every day. And a lot of us are eating day to day and keeping our preps behind, so, or stocked up. So, I don't know. Just, I think a lot of buying's going on.
I suppose in the old days, before they had all the food preservation, you went to market every day and you kind of picked up the food for that day's meal or the next day's meal, and that's just the way people used to shop.
Uh-huh. And I think that's what's happening now. I think that's the reason it's keeping it alive, because you put money into the market and that's what keeps it up,
Holy shit. I'm just looking at some of the headlines going through. Some of the parents of those, I don't know how many of them are actually kids, because some of the pictures I've seen of those guys,
Are teenagers, yeah.
26 and 27. But it says DHS parents giving birth control to girls in case they're raped on the way to U.S. I wonder how much of this Lois Lerner, she's more emails are missing.
How come all I got to do is ask the NSA? The NSA's got a copy of fucking everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
How about the people she emailed instead of her emails? What about their emails?
Exactly. I mean, it's so screwed that they just continuously lie and lie and lie, and you know, like I said, it's basically the Senate's so busy trying to get the catch the liars and catch the who's doing the actual bullshit, and they're too busy, and then the president goes down and goes, well, I'm down here on the border, I'm not, you know, gonna go see the people but on the border, but I can sit here and make fun of the the Republicans, you know. They just ain't doing their job.
This is kind of interesting.
What?
Citizens Committee sues Eric Holder over interstate gun sales.
Really?
A Bellevue-based Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, with financial support from the Second Amendment Foundation, filed a federal lawsuit today against Attorney General Eric Holder, challenging the current federal law prohibiting cross-state handgun purchases. Also named in the lawsuit is B. Todd Jones, director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, a convenience store. Just the other day, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel recommended on its editorial page that the ATF should be dissolved. I agree with that. And that no pro-gun newspaper, and that's no pro-gun newspaper. All right. So anyhow, I'll throw that link out in the chat if anybody wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll throw it in here too. I'd like to do that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many little different things going on. It's kind of like, I feel like a fucking guy. Remember the movie Mad Max, when he didn't kill that retarded kid, and they put him on the horse and they tied that pole on the horse's head with a little jug of water?
Yeah.
That's the way I feel right now. Like I'm fucking tied on the horse, blindfolded, and this horse just has water, enough water out in front of it to smell it, to keep chasing it. Because it just seems like everything is going batshit crazy.
Well, see, that's just it. There's so many little things. That's why it's hard for people to even believe there's a problem. It's because there's so much, and there's little things everywhere. It's little problems. And then they got a couple of big problems, but then that's here nor there. But that's something they can handle themselves. But then they got so many little problems they putting in, you know. It's like it hits you from all sides.
Mm-hmm.
You go to preaching about something, they'll stop doing it, and then go to the other side and hit you with something else. You're sitting there going, what the hell? There's no middle. There's no place to be calm. I mean, it's like you're always fighting, trying to figure out some way of being safe.
Exactly. Here's a mysterious giant hole suddenly appears in Siberia. Looks like an old vessel. Is it a good one, Jim?
Well, it's an interesting story. I haven't really found any more about it, but I mean, I'm kind of curious as to how come they just suddenly discovered it and what it might be, you know?
From the way it looks, that thing's perfectly round. I'll throw it out there. I mean, it's just more of a shits and giggles link if anybody wants it, but
Yeah.
okay, maybe not.
Well, it's weird. It's got a little bit of material piled up around the edges, kind of like a crater, but then it's such a nice, clean, round hole, and they never did really say how deep it was.
Yeah.
About 250 feet in diameter, but
Oh shit.
yeah, it's weird. Maybe it was like a volcanic pipe. I mean, I don't know if it just, if it just suddenly collapsed or what it was. Yeah, this story here, it says free luxury resort for illegals has $1,000 a day rent, or Obama's going to rent this place out at $1,000 a day per room for the illegals. It's pretty damn nice. Like a swimming pool, a fucking gymnasium, a tennis courts.
You know, I was talking to, I think Tommy last night a little bit about this deal. It was on J-Man's video about what's going on the border and shit. And it came up that we should be taking care of our own. And the trouble, what happens when you look at that, because I thoroughly agree, there is no reason for us to have people on the streets, especially families. Okay, now I do understand that you have people that get caught up with either drinking, drugs, whatever the case may be, and that's where they end up. And I kind of look at that as a choice, is when you will let something override your life to the point that you walk away from everything to pursue that, that's on you. But when we have families that are living in tent cities and things like that, that's where we should be getting or putting our focus on. But in America, okay, a friend of mine's wife, we was talking, God, it's been about a year ago, but her family is from Canada. And so many people think that Americans are all millionaires. We all have these big fancy houses. And so it's an embarrassment on the system for us to have people on the streets. And these people that they're bringing up here right now, once they get them voted, then they're going to be finding out that everything they were promised isn't quite as hunky-dory as it sounded.
I know.
Grass is always greener.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, we're looking at. I mean, it's like a total weird genocide type situation, and I don't quite understand it all. I don't understand why.
Or Kansas, this is what I think some of it is. As far back as 1973, you have the U.S. government importing people from wherever they can import them. Now, if these people serve 4 years in the military, up to 200 of their relatives can become U.S. citizens. Okay? Now my brain farted and forgot where the fuck I was going with that. Oh, I hate when that happens.
Probably the factor that if they're okay, if you take that there's 60,000 if they just sent down 50,000 kids down here by them going in the army for that 4 years, within 4 years we got 200 times that. So yeah. And which means they're all Democrats.
I went totally blank.
Yeah, it's this thing about the net neutrality, how they want to charge people more for different bandwidth requirements or whatever. I know. I think it was last night or the night before. Coast to Coast AM talked about it, and they told all their listeners to comment on the FCC website, and Now it says a public outrage over a net neutrality proposal causes FCC site to crash. Imagine that.
Oh man.
The way people are complaining about it, I mean, you think the FCC would get the message like, well, maybe this net neutrality thing ain't such a good idea, but they're gonna do whatever they fucking want, or who's paying them, you know?
It's. Have you guys got the message on YouTube when you go to watch videos, and you'll get that little blue box that says your network is experiencing difficulty. Click here to find out what you can do about it. Have you got the message that says for $3.95 a month, you can get guaranteed uninterrupted service?
Yeah, I've seen that. What the hell's that about?
I think it's part of that net neutrality because what are the two? Google and
I know Netflix.
Google and Netflix are fighting because Google makes billions of dollars and Netflix only makes millions of dollars. But Google wants Netflix to pay more than it makes, something like that. Fuck, I don't know how to explain it, but it basically comes down to where there's one fee that they pay. I don't know if it's a tax, I don't know what it is, but
Well,
it's supposed to be.
Everybody's supposed to have the same bandwidth, right? It's all about how big the hole you're trying to shove all your digital crap through, right? And
Right.
Netflix wants a bigger hole. They're like, we're more popular, we got more traffic, so we need a bigger hole. Well, the whole thing is that was placed there by design so that whether you're Netflix or your Poison Stinger, you both have the same bandwidth available to you if you start up your own website. That's how it was supposed to be. But now Netflix and these other companies are like, no, we need a bigger hole because we got more shit.
All right. Yeah, that explains it a hell of a lot better than I understood it. Because I've read on it a couple of different times and never, I don't know, maybe it was just one of those things that, you know how you can read something one time and it's like, why the fuck am I even reading this? And then another time you can read it and you fully get it.
Uh-huh. I get that a lot.
Yeah. Planet of the Apes was a movie that was like that for me.
It's just weird how they got to make the United States pay more for everything. You know, it sounds like other parts of the world have a lot better internet than we do. You know.
I know my net sucks about half the time.
Well, I'm going to give the shout out to the room real quick. We have Brandon out there, 11, Deborah 11. Morty's is out there. Joel Sweatman's out there. Let's see. And Barry Wood was out there. Morty in Kansas. I think I just shouted him out. Gator 157's out there. And that looks to be it. Yeah. Oh, Jason Brumsfeld was out there. You knew that, though, didn't you, DJ? I see you responded to him.
Yeah, he said he was painting his floor, but he was listening.
No, that's cool.
Or sealing it. Not necessarily painting, but...
Yeah, I was just reading a comment from Galen Long about the fishing license topic that we were on. Yeah, to me it's funny because I equate it to one of these like peanut callers at a baseball game, right? You know, get your red hots, get your red hots. For some reason it just struck me funny is get your freedom here, only $5.99. Get your freedom right here, $5.99.
Get your freedom. Get your freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, just like I got this pond out back, you know, and I guess the fish aren't mine because if visitors want to come and fish my pond, they're supposed to have a license too. What a bunch of bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
See, and that is bullshit. If it's on private property and you personally, you stock the fish and they're naturally reproducing, those are your fish, and you can tell people to get the fuck right off your land. But now with the EPA's overreach on water, any water that runs through private property, the EPA can come in and basically they can eminent domain that section of your land.
Yeah, this new water thing that they got going up, by if we don't get EPA to back down by October 20th, then they get to go to this thing, and if they get more power out of that, they'll own all the water, anything wet. So if it's wet, they own it.
Yeah, didn't you say it was everything but swimming pools and koi
Everything
ponds?
but swimming pools and koi ponds.
No,
The only two exemptions of the whole thing is swimming pool and koi ponds. Everything else is considered EPA.
you turn your giant pond into a big swimming pool.
That's what I say.
Well, I know that place we were buying had a 3-acre bass pond on it. And then when I got hurt, we ended up losing it. But, fuck. I didn't let people come in and fish on it. There was one guy that brought it, and a lot of it depended on who it was. So if somebody came in and they had a 12-pack of beer, the last thing I was going to do was go out there and clean up after them, and I wouldn't let them in. I've been down that road before.
Go to www.regulations.gov and look for EPA HQ OW 20110880 or 0880. And that's supposed to be the bill that's coming in. And it's the Clear Water Act. Which means that anything wet is there.
Well, it's one thing about trying to improve the quality of the water, but for them to actually own it and say you don't have access to it, that's kind of bullshit.
Yep, that's what it'll be. That's why she's saying, my representative saying too much overreach there.
I mean, if I want a bitch, I can complain about all the dirt that comes off the farmer's fields that run into my pond and overload it with nutrients, and then I got to battle the algae and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's going to be their water, so it don't matter.
Yeah, Tony had that thing about Lake Mead, how it's like it's the lowest level it's been since they built the damn thing, and they're trying to install new intake pipes that are at a lower elevation so they can still keep sucking water out of it. Yeah, the lights are going to go out in Las Vegas. They can't run the Hoover Dam, the lights are going to go out in Las Vegas.
Shit. Sometimes you really wonder.
It's like, you know, in California, they're going to start telling people not to be washing their cars as often and watering their lawns and all that kind of shit, you know.
Yeah. Really?
So he can't wash your car at all. So you're like, hey, it's raining. Quick, run outside with a bucket of soap and wash the car during the rainstorm. You know?
No, because they make it illegal to catch rainwater in most places too.
Well, what's the big deal about having a couple 55-gallon drums of water? I mean, that's really actually ridiculous, you know?
It's all about control.
Yeah.
Control.
They don't want you to live off the land. Look at all. I mean, I pointed out every time we get into this topic about Eustis over on the mountain in Tennessee or North Carolina. I forget which one. You know, he can live totally on his own, but he gets government on his ass on a daily basis because They don't want you to be self-sufficient. They want you to be plugged in, independent.
Yep. You know, I keep waiting for them to make it where you have to have TV in your home. Not just a TV in your home, but you have to be plugged into the, you know, either satellite or whatever.
Yeah, like emergency information. You know, there might be an emergency. You have to have the ability to receive it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his new thing goes in, what is it, middle of next year? Or the first of next year, is it? Whenever that they have the kill switch, which it takes over where, if, say, the president confirms an emergency, he can go on all stations with a click of a button.
Yeah, that, what is it, the emergency broadcast system or network or something?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be directly to him now. All he's got to do is click a switch instead of just a few channels picking it up. It'll be every channel, every, even on a computer, whatever. It'll override computers, phones will ring, everything will be.
Yeah, that shit already happens for me, at least with the when an Amber Alert goes out or we got a haboob coming through. All of a sudden, all our phones are going off and the TV's going off. And
Yep. I mean, it's a fact. They're making it so that we have no power whatsoever over our lives.
You know, sooner or later, people are going to get tired of enough of it and find ways to resist. But
I sure hope it's quick.
well, we just cut off the cable and doing that whole Netflix Hulu Plus thing. But that kind of felt good to give the cable company a middle finger.
I know it was for us.
Yeah.
We had to do it. I mean, we couldn't afford it. There was no way.
it's like TV for me. I watch maybe the local news, just a little bit to kind of catch up on weather and shit that's going on right here in the neighborhood. But otherwise, I don't watch any of it.
Yeah, but I do like some of the shows like Walking Dead and stuff. So I was like, yeah.
You can get it. You can get Walking Dead as it comes out on Hulu and on.
Walking Dead.
Hey, I already did all the research. I don't need you to educate me again. But thank you.
Yeah, it's like when Breaking Bad was popular. I just download the episodes about a day or so later and watch them that way.
Breaking Bad, I just go to Rainier.com. It's an interesting little site. You go on there, and it's got all the TV shows.
Look, my wife, probably not recently still got satellite, so my wife watches it. The kid a little bit, but my wife enjoys it, for a few hours a day. But every time I walk into the room, I'll watch the show for like 15 seconds, and then there'll be a fucking commercial,
Yeah, I never watch anything live anymore anyway, just because of that. Every time I try to watch something live and a commercial comes on, I go crazy that I can't fast forward it anymore. I was trying to watch the All-Star game last night on live TV, and that was hard.
Yeah, baseball's kind of slow anyway, but then I suppose they're tossing in tons of commercials, Dude, don't pitch yet. We got another 15 seconds of commercial, then you can throw the pitch,
Yeah. God damn, it was like everybody was sucking fucking Derek Jeter's dick last night. Really? Damn. I couldn't even watch the whole thing.
What was this about Tony running ads or something like that for his channel or something? Somebody said they were seeing banner ads or something for him.
No, what it was I was looking up stuff about how to cut the cable, right? So I'm doing YouTube searches on people who've done it, some vlogs out there about how to cut the cable. One of them I click on, and you know the ads that come up that autoplay, but you can skip them in 5 seconds? You know, like maybe it's a Toyota commercial, but in 5 seconds you can click the skip button and it goes to the video. That's what it was. It was Tony's channel trailer came up, had the little 5 second skip thing, but of course I watched the whole damn thing because I thought, holy shit, I can't believe it. You know?
So was he paying to have that ad put up there or something? Or?
Okay, he says no. He says no. But I've been around YouTube a long time, and I haven't done that one yet. I did a few different advertising campaigns, but that one, at least back when I looked into it a few years ago, cost you per click. And so you had to put in money into an account. You had to send them money through PayPal or whatever. They would have that in an account. Then you would decide how much money you wanted to pay them every time somebody clicked on the ad. Not watched it, but clicked on it. Now, if you say I only want to pay 1 penny every time somebody clicks on that ad, then they're not going to show your ad very much, right? But if you say you want to pay 5 cents per time somebody clicks on that ad, then they're going to show it more often. Now, I don't know anything about, if he got it done for free or what, but it ain't. Last time I checked, that shit wasn't free. You don't get free advertising anywhere. Nowhere. Nobody's getting free advertising on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing sounds kind of strange. If he's trying to raise money for a road trip to Texas, but then how can he be spending money on advertising his channel? It sounds kind of...
I'm not the judge, man. I just said what I saw, and I thought that was hilarious.
Now, I can see if you were making AdSense money or whatever from people watching your channel, and then you want to just funnel some of that back in to try to get more people to watch your channel, that kind of makes sense.
And that's possible, but you can't do it to where, like, oh, I haven't gotten my AdSense money yet, I just want to transfer that over there. You can't do it that way. You could wait until you get your $100 from AdSense, right, and then put that in PayPal and then send that back, but there's no way to just transfer funds around. So, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
but
Tony.
Talk about being surprised, man. I was like, what? Yeah. I need to do this shit. Sorry.
We all care about Tony, and he's fun. He's entertained, his drama.
Yeah.
I don't know, who's he with for a female now? Is he back with the Native American gal or somebody different?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's good.
It seems to change. Yeah, it seems to change on a momentarily basis, but it's always entertaining to find out what the story is when he comes in.
That was kind of fun back right after the Bundy Ranch thing with the FBI stuff, and they're worried about who was in the apartment next door and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, although one of these days that shit's gonna happen, we're all gonna go like, "Oh fuck," it's gonna happen to Tony. You know who's next? Kind of shit.
Yeah, as long as we're not watching one of these live chats and somebody's camera has a big flash, and then you see them kind of startle, and then the next thing you know, there's a big cloud of dust, and then they go off the air like, oh shit.
I have thought about doing some elaborate shit for like April Fool's Days and stuff, but I have never really done it yet because I'm lazy. But it'd be hilarious. Some of the people in here too, or even in the external chat, man, they'd probably flip their wig and burn their hard drives and get the magnets out and start burying shit.
Jeez. Oh.
Maybe catching Justin Woolley's videos. definitely kind of stirring stuff up a little bit. You talk about the blue hats and the Homeland Security, and you talk about showing which states are buying the most guns and all that kind of stuff. Kentucky sounds like they buy a lot of guns in Kentucky.
Right.
And the liberal states are buying lots of guns too, so I think they changed their politics.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I wonder if it's people that are trying to buy them now before they get illegal, or what.
Well, you just gotta watch the trends. I mean, if they're buying a lot, it's for a reason. Obviously, something's scaring the shit out of them.
Man, I need to buy some ammo. Seriously, I'm down to like my last 600 rounds of AK. I just got so many other things to spend money on and not enough money.
Yeah, get your piston gun going again.
Yeah, no, I'm putting that on hold for a while until I get at least I gotta get my Saiga out of Hawk, right? So that's gonna be in about 2 months. And then I definitely want to get at least a couple thousand rounds for the AK before I start messing with the AR again.
Yeah, it's kind of that joke about what do you call a 12-pack of beer? Well, you're almost out of beer.
Yeah. Well, I just, I put a lot of money into it, and I'm glad I did. The AR, I'm glad I've done it. I've been getting crap. People have been telling me, oh, yeah, $4,500 doesn't even work, kind of thing. But no, I've learned a lot from doing it. I know exactly what's wrong with it. I know exactly how to. Shush, I'm talking. I know exactly what to do to fix it. I even pretty much know how much it's going to cost. Now, that versus somebody who goes to Walmart and buys a $700 AR. Okay, $700 AR is probably going to work. Not going to have very many problems. But when it does have a problem, this guy's going to have to go over to a gunsmith, most likely. Or if he's really smart, he'll learn how to fix it himself. But I know how to build a rifle from ground up, at least the AR platform, right? And I put $4,500 into it, but it would have cost me more to go to a gunsmithing class or an armor's class. So I got my money out of it.
Plus, you had a lot more fun putting it together.
Well, it's a hobby. You're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, you got to build your favorite brother a gun and give it to him.
My favorite brother, huh?
I'm going out on the ledge there.
Well, I did build the lower. I didn't put together the upper, but I could have. But it would have cost. I think I would have saved like $10. I did the research when we were looking at buying or building an upper, and Palmetto State had such a great deal on that upper. Versus if I bought the parts for it and put it together, it was just like it's not even. It's a no-brainer. I just got a complete upper. But, yeah, it ain't that hard. But I do know, every time this rifle has gone to shit, I can figure it out. Yeah, I like it. The whole Saiga 12, right? I did the conversion on that myself with some wood drill bits and a lot of prayer and a little bit of sweat, But I did that. That has made a great video. In fact, all my videos on building the AR, they're in the thousands of views. So really, I'm getting money, not a lot, but I'm getting a couple dollars every month from each one of those videos. There's probably at least 10 videos, right? So that's probably, $10 to $20 a month just on the AR build. Now, eventually, that might, go pretty far towards paying some of it off. Same thing with the Saiga. The Saiga's got, 5,000 to 6,000 views on each part of that one. And that was a $1,600 shotgun that I still need to work on that one a little bit.
I don't think Gas Reincarnate. That's just like that gun scares me to even think about shooting. I don't know how the hell you handle that. So I sit there and watch you, and it's like you can see it actually moving your body.
It's fun. That's fun, man. When you're getting pushed back by birdshot, because I I've shot birdshot out of a regular pump shotgun. It ain't nothing, man, right? It's just like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But when you're pushing 20 of them out at the same time and it's just like slowly pushing you back, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought kind of an interesting video. Have somebody floating on a tube in the pool and then having them shoot like that, and then watching them float across the pool as the recoil.
You could do that with like a hovercraft, like a little one, a little hovercraft or whatever.
We used to in high school physics class. We used to make motion picture films of kind of weird little physics experiments, and that would be a good one to do. Have somebody floating on the pool and then shoot the shotgun and then measure their velocity as they drifted away and do the calculations. The transfer of energy, and use it to explain Newton's first law about every action has an equal and opposite reaction kind of thing.
All right, because the whole pushing is way up here in the shotgun, but it's going through your body, down through your legs, and into your feet, and then into the whatever you're standing on. So there's a lot of dissipation in that too. So yeah, that'd be interesting. Geek everybody out here for a minute.
And we'll go out on a frozen pond where it's really slippery, where you can hardly stand up, and then stand there and see if it'll push you across the pond.
I'd be worried it would fall in.
I'd fall on my ass for sure.
Or blow a hole in the ice and drown in the ice.
Because in the cartoons, a little crack opens up and it goes zip, 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 zip across the pond. Like, oh shit, run!
I'm gonna get that damn Roadrunner.
Hey, we got 69 Bones out there, Ronnie Brown and G Mangos. What's up, guys?
What's up, G? You have a invite from me.
Here in a little bit, I might be uploading one of my first salsa reviews. So if anybody's looking forward to that, that's my little shout out for myself. If you enjoy those. Yeah, salsa review. See this one. This one I tried.
Getting
chili
saucy, are we?
Yeah. We got sauce. This is salsa, and then of course we got the even hotter ghost pepper sauce. And yeah, we got a whole bunch of crap, man. We got this black bean salsa, which looks really good. So,
I like how they got the bees on it.
yeah, that is kind of cool. We also got some other ones, not just Sting and Linger. We had gotten one. I can't remember the name of it. It's a weird name. It was like Ranfro's, Mrs. Ranfro's or whatever, something like that. Ghost pepper salsa, right? That was pretty warm. And that one was the people who made that salsa were part of the people who were in charge of rating the world's hottest pepper. So I'm thinking, that's what it's saying on the jar. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be hot as fuck. It was pretty warm. And then we got some mango salsa.
Mango.
Mango. So that'll probably be a sweet one. Although it says it's medium hot, I think my taste buds are fried because I know that last salsa, the one that was ghost pepper, I know that thing was hot, but it didn't make me cry like the first few times. So
you build up a tolerance.
Yeah, I think I have a little bit. That's okay. I got plenty of people wanting me to eat those scorpion peppers, so that should be fun.
Mm-hmm. Scorpion pepper.
I don't wanna. I know that. It's not something. I'm really not looking for. I mean, I'm looking forward to the hilarity of the video later, but I'm definitely not looking forward to the moment that you start chewing on one of those things.
Yeah, it's some kind of a sensor that you can place on your forehead that would measure your reaction,
Wow, we have 23 viewers, guys.
Yeah, not bad for an afternoon.
No, it isn't. It's pretty nice, actually. Thank you all for coming to see us. Wow, for just 3 of us in, or 4 of us in here going at it. Everybody got quiet. So, Russell, what do you think of being politically correct?
You know I don't like being politically correct. I think political correctness is one of the things that have destroyed this nation. How do you cancel out the freedom of speech? The First Amendment. You make anybody afraid to actually voice their opinion, and then guess what? You just took away their freedom of speech by fear, and that's exactly what we've done by ruling all these different words, racist or homophobe or bigoted or whatever. Everybody's so damn afraid of saying what they really mean that there's never going to be a true conversation about anything real anymore. Now you can't even say illegal alien. Now they're undocumented workers. Well, fuck that.
Wow.
Just speaking truth, brother.
I know you are. Go ahead, I'm letting you go.
Oh, you want me to pull this thing off the rails, huh?
No, I just wanted you to go.
Whatever happened to sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Can we get back to that level? I mean, you know how many crappy things I had to put up growing up in a public school with my weight problem and all that shit? I've been put through a lot. Maybe not as much as other people. I'm sure other people have been put through more. But I got put through my fair share. And you know what? I lived through it. So why people are so worried about being insensitive is beyond me. Just say what you mean and mean what you say, and this world would be a lot better place. But instead, we got to pussyfoot around the issues. Today's word is pussyfooting.
Yeah, no, I try to take it up an afternoon. Let Poison tell you about what's wrong with our world.
Well, a lot of people.
I'm in full league with you. I understand. It is this. You got to speak perfect. Just like they took out, just like California is taking husband. You can't say husband or
Husband and wife.
husband and wife. It has to be spouse now.
Or significant other.
Yeah.
See, all of that comes back to just cutting the balls off the country.
Mm-hmm.
We're so worried about offending one person that we're going to make 50 people pay for it. Just like, taking a picture of Jesus down from a high school. You could be atheist, but, let's say you're an atheist. Most likely that picture of Jesus is not going to convert you unwillingly, right? Is it going to brainwash you to believe in Jesus? No. But the one guy, right, the one family or whatever that just, I hate that thing because it makes me feel like I'm getting judged, is going to ruin it for everybody else. That picture been up there for however long. The freedom of religion is not freedom from religion, and that pisses me off. You have a right to believe whatever you want. Sorry. What?
Yeah, I gotta bail out of here, guys. You guys have a good afternoon. Try to get some chores done around here.
All right, brother.
Yeah, thanks, Kansas, or
Yeah.
DG Wednesday. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I enjoy having you.
All right, you can go catch you guys in the Dragon on Thursday, unless something else comes up before then.
All righty.
Right.
Alrighty, Jim, take it easy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So I encourage everybody to be politically incorrect anytime, any chance you get. A lot of people, with the Duck Dynasty thing, you remember everybody was saying, well, he had his freedom of speech still. He was able to say what he said. Yeah, but you get these people who try to ruin your life, public figure especially. And even if you're not a public figure, they'll go to your boss, they'll go to HR, they'll go wherever they go, and they will try to ruin your life if you say something that might upset somebody, and it's just wrong. Yeah, you didn't go to jail, but technically you're still going to quell your freedom of speech next time because you don't want to lose all your, livelihood. And I think that's just wrong.
It is wrong. I agree. It's what's wrong with a lot of us. I mean, people don't stand up for what we need to do. I mean, it's like there's only three. If you really look at it, there's only actually like I think 3% gay, and we're offending 3% gay. That's the reason we got to get rid of it.
Well, their 3% has a lot more pull than our 3%. I know that.
Or not 26%.
Yeah, but they went at it and they got what they wanted through means that I don't think our 3% would ever find morally right. They went with lies, misdirection, a whole bunch of threatening and conniving, and I just don't see our 3% being that morally wrong when it comes to getting what you want by any means necessary, kind of thing. People in our 3% have a little bit more pride in humanity than to go like that. But that's just my opinion.
I don't know what to think anymore. It's really hard anymore. I've been having a hard time just figuring out discerning what's going on. There's so much.
Right.
I mean, it's like it's not just one thing. It's not like Obamacare by itself. Now it's Obamacare plus this, plus this, plus this. And still, Obamacare has like 13 things that has not even been added in yet. That will be added in after the first of the year.
Right.
And when those things hit in, it's going to get tough. And I know it. And I don't know exactly how to explain it to anybody because it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Just know things aren't going to be right. There's not everything that was right in your life will be turned upside down.
Yeah, they got in when it was just Rebel and Chad Lilly last night. They got into the whole, I guess they got into the discussion of why Chad Lilly started hanging around the Dragon, and Chad Lilly had mentioned, well, I'd heard that the Dragon was a bunch of racists, and Rev went into the politically correct chat a little bit, or politically incorrect chat a little bit, but. He didn't. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know if he ever touched on it. But really, that was. It wasn't me just saying words just because I believed in them or just for the shock value. I mean, it was a little bit of the shock value, right? But mostly, it was to say, the whole theme of that was to say that say what you want to say, and if you want to say the N-word, say it. Don't be afraid to. And I don't agree, right? I don't like
we
using
don't have
that.
to agree with it.
Yeah, I don't like using that.
Say it.
I don't like, I don't like using that word. I don't believe in the Ku Klux Klan. I don't believe in a lot of things, but I believe they have the right to say what they're going to say. And, I think it was Mario who was like, well, I don't think, the Ku Klux Klan should say those things. I'm like, really? You don't believe they should be able to talk whatever they want? No, because it might incite violence. Well, but you can't prove that. Violent people are going to do violent things no matter what. I don't know.
That's
Well,
true.
one thing that always gets overlooked in it is by refusing somebody else to say whatever they want to or to think however they want to, you better not cry when it's your turn to be oppressed in the same aspect.
Right.
I mean, and that's the way I look at it. If somebody talks a lot of shit that I don't like, I don't listen to them. I mean, it's that simple. I'm not going to tell them, oh, you can't say that. You don't have the right to think like that or whatever. Who the fuck am I to tell anybody what they can think, what they can't think, or what they can say?
Yeah, we're supposed to be free.
I mean, that's where you have the right to get the fuck out of whatever situation it is and not listen to it.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I mean, it's you either what I believe is if you got something to say it. You know, you got to say what you mean, because if you don't, it only gets worse.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I run into this shit all the time. I will form an opinion on something, and as my information changes, I never say something that I don't really think or believe. However, in the same, as information comes in or I learn more about something, my thoughts will change. But that doesn't mean that I didn't mean what I said, say, a week ago.
But the thing is, everybody's allowed to change their mind. But the thing is, admit when you can say, I was wrong at that. Maybe I figured out I might be a little bit wrong. So this is my opinion now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not saying that you're wrong in what you said. It meant you admit that there was you may have been off on some facts or some figures, whatever.
I know I had some dipshit tell me I flip-flop. And it's like, how the fuck do I flip-flop when if I don't agree with something and I'm trying to show why I believe this, then I find information that may make me change my mind. I mean...
Yeah, that's not flip-flopping.
Does that mean I'm flip-flopping? I would say that no, what I'm trying to do is fucking have a better informed background on why I think the way I think, because some of the shit I think is really fucked up.
Well, not too long ago, when I first got back onto YouTube after taking a 2-year hiatus, and I started into guns, I did a video about the Second Amendment and why I think the felons should have their rights to have firearms, right? And I had done that because I'd watched a Yankee Marshall video. I was watching, I didn't know very much about Yankee Marshall at that point, but he had talked about how these idiots out there who think felons should have firearms are, totally bullshit, and I don't even want to have this argument with them and all this. I was like, you don't want to have the argument? Why? Because it makes too much sense. And so I commented, I'm like, I want to be one of those motherfuckers, because the only person you're stopping is the person who's a law-abiding felon. And that right there is like, what? Law-abiding felon? Yeah, there are such a thing, people who did a felony when they were 17, 18 years old. It was stupid, right? It wasn't even, they were out drunk, having fun, partying, maybe they broke into a car and going to go for a joyride, and now they got Grand Theft Auto. They're a felon, and they're no more rights, right? So they're now 35 years old. They still can't have a firearm, yet they want to protect their family. They've never done anything wrong since then, and you're going to tell them that they can't have a firearm because one thing they did back when they were younger and stupid? I mean, I'm sure every one of us knows a friend or a family member, or maybe one ourselves, who has done something stupid like that and moved on. That was the one-time thing, that's a moment of stupidity. And all you're going to do is stop them people from having the right to protect their family, whereas, well, we wouldn't want to have somebody who committed a crime come and get a gun and recommit. Well, that person who recommits that crime is going to get that gun whether it's legal or not. So really all you're doing is hurting the law-abiding felon, right? And so I've gone back and forth with him for a while. He got pissy and left the conversation. But a guy named Matt Reisner, Matt from Rise Arms, and me were going back and forth a little bit, but he was a lot more respectful, right? He didn't think felons should have guns either at the time, and we had that debate in a very respectful way. And eventually, I impressed him so much that he gave me a shout-out on his channel the next day about how I had changed his viewpoint on that quite a bit. And it was because of him doing that shout-out, of course, that I decided to even do a video after that because, whatever. But as I said, he changed his mind. It doesn't mean that he didn't believe what he believed in when he said it originally, but he looked into it a little bit more, and he looked into what the founding fathers thought about free men and guns, if you're a free man, you shouldn't be barred the use of arms. Well, what is a free man? Are you a free man once you've done your time and you've served your sentence? And, you know, are you ever going to be a free man ever again, or what, you know?
Back in the cowboy days, they did. They gave them back their guns back as soon as they got done spending the time in prison.
There you go. Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. Just because you change your opinion doesn't mean you flip-flop.
Well, here's something that I look at, and it may be out of date or whatever, but back in, I think it was up until maybe the 30s, 40s, I'm not sure when it stopped, but upon your release from prison, if you had committed a crime, that was a prisonable offense. When you was released from prison, you was granted a horse, a sidearm, a rifle, and two $20 golden eagles.
Yep.
Because once you was clear with the house, you was a free man and everything was reinstated.
Yeah. And if these people are so dangerous that they might recommit a crime, then why are you releasing them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make the punishment fit the crime.
You either got to start. They either got to start standing up and doing the right things, or it's going to be the wrong way all the way. And the way it's looking is, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like they're trying to infiltrate every part of our life. And
you know what's funny about? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That they're trying to infiltrate every part of our life, and it's going to cost us, and it's going to cause people to be so just lost that they ain't going to have a choice but to go with those people.
Well, I really do think that the reason the felons don't have firearms is more for the fact of they're trying to get everybody's firearms slowly. It's the slow frog. It's the frog in the slow pot, boiling pot, right? They go after felons because who in their right mind would think that felons, you know, should have firearms? They're felons. They're criminals. We shouldn't have criminals having firearms. You know, and then now it's on the vets that are coming back with PSD, right? Well, you know, we don't want crazy people to have guns, so we should definitely limit theirs. And so, yeah, every once in a while you'll hear about a new vet that had PSD and they took away all of his guns. Nobody stands up for this guy or anything. It pisses me off, right? And it's the same thing that happened in Germany. You know, let's take all these Jews' guns away because the Jews, you know, they're bad. We shouldn't have Jews having firearms.
That's what I was talking about earlier. They do. A lot of things rhymes right along with what happened in Germany and in Stalin.
Well, if it works for you, why not, right?
Well, how many people don't you guys know? Because everybody knows somebody that has a bullshit felony. And I've been saying for years, when back in the late 80s, early 90s, with Daddy Bush and Bill Clinton's war on crime, let's hand out felonies like we're giving away fucking prescription drugs today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that was one of the best tools for gun control that they had. The more people you legally take that away from, because remember now, it was in the 60s when they said felons, it was supposed to be violent felons, criminals, whatever you want to say, they lose their right to firearms. Well, then behind closed doors, they snuck through felons, period. It doesn't matter, and it wasn't supposed to be that. If you had just a rinky-dink pissant felony, then you didn't lose your gun rights.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, DJ, and a lot of people think I have a family member or somebody very close to me that must have been a felon because it affects me so personally. I mean, I do. It comes across like I'm very personally affected by this, but I'm not. I don't have any immediate family members who are felons. I don't even have any immediate friends other than internet friends maybe, but at the time that I made the video and I made that argument, I didn't have any internet friends even that had a felony on their record, right? This is just me thinking that's bullshit. Because all I hear about these gun laws, right? Because all the Second Amendment channels out there, they're like, oh, this is bullshit because all they're doing is affecting the law-abiding gun owner. Okay, well, really, then it just clicked. Well, taking guns away from felons who've done their time and everything, that's affecting the law-abiding felon. He if he's not recommitting, why not? And so, yeah, I don't know anybody personally that's been a felon. It's fucking common sense is what it is.
I've got a felony stinger.
That's why I said I didn't have any internet friends at the time that were, but yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, I don't care who knows it. But at the same time, I've thought a lot of times, I think, if I could go back and change anything in my life, what would I change? And I can't change anything because that's what's made me the crazy dumbass I am now. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I don't respect others' property. Because if anything, I think I try to stick up for people and their rights more simply because I don't have that. Because anytime there's anything gun-related, and I'm sure I'm banned from every senator and all of that shit here in Colorado, because in Colorado, even though I can't have a gun legally, I can vote. And I've probably blown up the senators for this district in Denver when it comes to gun control. I'm pretty sure I'm on their fucking permanent block list. They don't even read the shit.
Well, I'm glad to hear you can vote. There's, I know that's becoming more prevalent, where felons can actually vote now, which is good, because for a long time that's another good way to get the people in office that you want. If felons can't vote, then they're not going to vote for the person that would be good for felons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it just, I think that when you look at the law, and then you look at the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights nowhere does it say, unless you have done something stupid when you was a kid, you forfeit all of these rights. Because you have the right to defend yourself under the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
And the Constitution. The Constitution does not say that you lose this if you do this or you do that.
Yeah, I had somebody saying that, well, even the Founding Fathers, they took away people's rights if they did something. Yeah, they took away your right, put your ass in jail, but as soon as you got out of jail, you had all your rights restored.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you were so heinous, if you did something so heinous that they couldn't trust you out there again, they hung your ass.
Yeah, you didn't have an opportunity for round two. If it was that bad when you fucked up, they were done with you.
Yeah, and any other crime out there that they didn't hang you for, you got all your rights as soon as you got out of jail. There wasn't even a thing called parole, I don't believe, back then. So
I don't think so. I know Butch Cassidy got sentenced to 2 years in the Wyoming Territorial Prison. He wrote a letter to the governor of Wyoming promising to never molest the state of Wyoming again. The governor gave him a full pardon, turned him loose. So once he got released, him and the Sundance Kid and part of the Wild Bunch came down here and they robbed the bank in Telluride. Right. They went back to Wyoming and hid out. But he kept his word to the governor. They didn't do shit to Wyoming. Wyoming didn't care what they did in Colorado.
Back when going to a different state was like going to a different country. Yeah. Nowadays it doesn't matter. You'd never get that shit nowadays because that does. I wish that I could have been around a little bit for that when a different state. Not only did you have different rules and laws, but I mean it was like different currency at some point even, where you'd go to a different state. It was like going to a different country. And that's what it was meant to be from the design. It was supposed to be well, not, it wasn't supposed to be 50, but, you know, each state was supposed to be its own sovereign state, and the federal government was just there to keep them all together and make sure they didn't get attacked by a foreign power. I mean, that's really all the federal government's there to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I'd love to go back to that. If we could, you know, if the revolution ever did happen, I would love to go back to the original plan of the whole thing, you know?
I agree. That I would love to go do.
I have no problem with that. I mean,
Each state had its own currency. Like, let's just say each state has its own currency backed with its own goods, whether it be gold or silver or whatever, right? And yeah, you know, it would kind of suck having to do a currency change every time you go to a different state, but really, unless you're a business traveler or whatever, how often are you going to be traveling to different states, kind of thing?
Exactly.
And there's a lot of ways around that now with MasterCard and Visas and stuff. That would be easy to implement, you know. Shit, you can go to France and buy stuff on your Visa, right, without having to do money conversions.
Well, I just don't know. It's so damn hard.
You don't even have to go to France to do that. You go on eBay and it converts right on your bank account.
It's so damn hard just to contain though today. I don't know. Tell you what, guys, we're down to 18 people. I think I'll call it for the day. But you guys can stay around. You two can stay around and chat for a little bit. So we can
Well, in closing, I want my own fucking country. I vote that we buy a piece of land like fucking the Branch Davidians did and try that shit out. And you know, at the time, of course, all we had was the regular media, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, they're crazy child molesters like everybody else, right? But now that you get everything's a little bit more open with the internet and all that, and you find out more about it, and you're like, oh, that's bullshit. Because that's what it was. They were living off the land. They didn't need the government. The land was paid for. They were totally self-sufficient. And pretty much they were getting fucked with because they weren't part of the system. They weren't slaves to the system, right? And it makes you wonder, if you were to buy a huge plot of land and everybody there was as free as the founding fathers wanted them to be free at the time that they did that, how fucked up? I mean, you know the government would be all over that shit. There ain't no way they would allow that shit to slide.
That's just
just like the Bunny Ranch. They would try to get deregulation and deregulate so they get in there. That's all it did.
The Branch Davidians in Waco, and the Weavers in Ruby Ridge, there really isn't a lot of difference between the two, other than you had a lot more people in Waco than you had in Idaho.
Yeah.
It was all it was. I mean, you had two basically groups of people. If a family is considered a group that wanted to homeschool their kids, grow their own food, and be left alone. And shit, we seen you can't have that shit. The government will come in and kill your ass.
Well, okay, so Russ, what's your last words for the day?
Freedom?
Freedom?
Yeah, why not? Live free. I'll use that. Everybody else is using it. Shout outs. Big thoughts and prayers to my good friend Christian over there in Sweden. He's battling pancreatic cancer, and if you know anything about cancer, that's the bad one to get. And he's not doing too well, but I hope that he feels better pretty soon, and I hope he gets through it. But yeah, Swedish paracord nut for anybody who doesn't know him. He's like the nicest guy you'll ever meet on YouTube.
He's the nicest guy I ever met. Next to Russ.
Well, if I'm the nicest guy, and I think Swedish is the nicest guy, then it's going to be Swedish paracord.
Anyway. Well, I got a lot to shout. I got 10 people to shout out, but what do you got to shout out there, DJ?
shit, my buddy Joe Adair, him and his wife, they got their house powers on, and we're going to do an update hangout on what that was like for the first 2 weeks with no electricity, no water, any of that. I'm not sure if it'll be on Joe's channel or my channel, but I'll probably throw a video up when we're getting ready to do it.
Awesome.
Okay. Awesome. Can't wait. Let's see. I'm thinking. I guess my shout out will be more or less the Green Dragon. Keep watching Mule Team. Keep watching for Mr. Stinger over there, Poison Stinger, and DJ, and Rebel Solutions.
I got hot sauce reviews coming up.
Oh, yes, and don't miss his hot sauce reviews. I shout out his hot sauce reviews. It's fun to watch him turn red. So,
Yeah, there hasn't been enough of that recently either. I need it. I definitely, one of the next, the next one we're going to do is actually the redo of the two that we already did, the habanero and the ghost pepper. We're going to redo those. But after that, I definitely want to do the gnarly because that one promises to be pretty hot.
cool. Can't wait to see you red.
All right?
So, anyway, I'm going to call it for the day, boys and girls. Thank you for coming. Remember, next Wednesday, same time, same place.
Thanks for having me on, Kansas.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it's my pleasure. I loved having you on, DJ.
Hell yeah, it's been too long, brother. Too long.
So, anyway, I'm turning you guys off now.